Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex. Today we're taking a look at some of my favourite Switch eShop deals live right now, and while we may have had some massive sales this last few months, this one still manages to pack a fair few gems. Now if you do enjoy the video today, consider subscribing, it helps out the channel a huge amount. And then I also have 2 winners to announce for 2 $10 eShop gift cards later in the video and 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and those winners they'll be announced in next Saturday's episode. Fashion Police Squad, to kick us off, it gets a new low at 25% off. This one's a unique first-person shooter, and while it has a retro aesthetic, it packs a lot of modern features, and it really is unique. So basically the idea in this world, there's been a number of crimes against fashion, so you need to get out there and clean people up. What I liked was different situations called for different weapons, such as a stitch gun for baggy suits or a sock gnome gun for those that pair socks and sandals. The big kind of, goal is though figuring out who is behind this recent uptick in crimes. Along the way then you'll get special abilities as well, such as an overpowered glove that slaps people back to decency and a belt that allows you to grapple your way around. You can check out my full review in the pinned comments. KLONOA Phantasy Reverie series is a cult platformer game, and this release brings together both entries in celebration of its anniversary. They may be kind of 3D in design, but they do play in a 2D style, and you'll be exploring this unique world and overcoming multiple challenges. The second game does take a hit, honestly, on occasion with its frame rate, but I do like the ideas that they evolved here, bigger bosses, some unique location obstacles such as reversing gravity almost, and then it introduces a 3D top-down world map which you can go ahead and explore. The main disappointment here then for me is, considering it's a celebration, it's extremely bare bones, just the games, and in my opinion it deserved more. 55% off then is a new low price, and even with its faults, I do think it is well worth it. You can again find my review down below. Nobody Saves the World is a fantastic action RPG, and it comes from the team behind Guacamelee. So Q there, basically a unique sense of humour, but they nearly always manage to get me, and in this one we play as Title and Nobody in an unknown world, and we stumble across a missing wizard's wand, and now we must get to the bottom of where they have gone. This is really unique from a gameplay perspective as well. You can transform into a number of creatures and even objects such as a rat, horse, egg and knight. And yeah, you'll need to master them to overcome the adventure. Each of these characters you see actually levels up individually, so there's a ton of challenge in here to basically face on. Looks stunning then as well, and my only complaint, the transformations are fun, but by the end game, there's just so many of them, you will feel like you're maybe in the menus just a little bit too often. 50% off then is a new low price, and my review is down below. Rivals of Aether then has been cheaper in the past, but that was well over a year ago now, and it really wasn't that much cheaper, so I wanted to highlight it today here because we don't see it on sale all that often, and the current 50% discount, I think that is more than fair. This game is basically just stellar, a Smash Bros clone that has found itself a massive audience, though it is disappointing it lacks any sort of, crossplay. I can't comment on how busy online is for the Switch now, it's been a good while since I've jumped in, but it has a great cast, the movesets are fantastic overall, and I love the built-in challenge mode that kept me coming back. It's called Abyss mode, and it's really all about tackling waves of enemies. It even features a few characters you may recognize, such as Shovel Knight and Ori. I love this game personally, and you'll find my review below. Shovel Knight Dig is a fantastic hybrid of roguelike platformer and puzzler, and details basically Shovel Knight's mission of revenge against Drill Knight, who tore apart your campsite and stole your treasure. It's here now with 50% off, and I'd suggest watch a full review as it is quite tough to explain, but basically you need to navigate increasingly challenging locations while running, jumping and digging, and of course along the way there's a ton of enemies as well packed in. The game looks stunning though, the music is top quality, there's a huge cast of recognisable characters in here, and they even released a free DLC called Fate and Fortune, which you should absolutely check out. 50% off then, that is a new low price. Cannon Dancer Osman then was a game that got stuck in arcades for years, and now it finally gets a console release, even if it was admittedly, a little on the overpriced side. Now I did review it here on the channel, and I'd say, look, I really enjoyed it, and I guess you're paying here for the luxury because you finally get to experience this world, and it's definitely worth a look. It's a spiritual successor to Strider, and the fantastic platforming from that series just carries over. While it's not feature rich, then difficulty options and challenges should keep you busy. It crushed me near constantly, so do expect a hell of a learning curve. And yeah, for retro fans, I recommend it, and this is a new low of 34% off, which makes that price a little easier to handle. Now you can check out my full review in the pinned comments, and I think the ultimate challenge with this game would be trying to overcome it with a single credit. Haiku The Robot then is an indie gem, and it's a Metroidvania with a stunning visual style that uses a colour scheme combo that is, at least for me, kind of reminiscent of that Game Boy era. It's 35% off then, a new low price, and this is a world of corrupted robots that you must now overcome. It just feels great though, this game, solid platforming, some fun enemies, and some incredible boss encounters. The only thing I will add though is the game describes itself as cute, and yes, that character is, but it's still got some challenging sequences packed in. Along this journey as well though, expect to unlock different power-ups and abilities, and hopefully we see more of this world as it packs a ton of potential to be explored. Our first winner of the week then is going to Gamer God, who highlighted Vampire. Very cool game, that one. Great world, great story. Congrats to Gamer. Drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there is a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Doki Literature Club is by far one of the strangest games I've ever played. It's here with 30% off, a new low price. It may strike you initially as a traditional kind of romance high school visual novel, but it quickly evolves into horror, and overall I was extremely impressed. I especially like the way it challenges many of the conventions we do expect in our games, especially in the visual novel genre. The gameplay loop then, honestly, a lot of reading and creating these short bursts of poetry. But yeah, this game absolutely stuck with me. It is though for sure adults only, some incredibly dark themes, and do not let them visuals and the opening few hours deceive you. It's going to take you to places you do not expect. I'll leave it there though, the less you know going in, the better it's going to be. Ender Lilies was a surprise hit on release then, and this, it's set in a kingdom ravaged by the reign of death. Now we and the immortal and knights must unravel the mysteries of this world and tackle enemies to release them from their curse. Packs a huge amount of locations, we will acquire new skills to customize our playstyle, and it looks and sounds stunning as well. It's well worth this new low though, of 50% off. And this team actually released another follow-up, or another game, actually not the same universe, Redemption Reapers, which I know had many excited, but it seems from reviews it was disappointing, so hopefully with their next game they do return back to this style. Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X2 is an action platformer that owes a lot to the world of Mega Man. It's fast paced, there's a slew of different weapons to inherit, some incredible boss encounters, and the audio visual work is stunning. What I like the most though is master the combat and movement, and you can basically progress through this world rarely touching the floor. The story, we are transferred to a parallel world and we must figure out how to escape. My review is in the pinned comment, but I hope this is a series that continues for a long time to come because I've become a huge fan. 40% off then is a new low price. Our second winner of the week then is Dan, who highlighted that Steins Gate may eventually get their attention, but right now Ninth Dawn has stolen it all. That one's an open world RPG and I can't say I've ever played it, so I can't comment to the quality. Congrats though Dan, drop me an email for your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. The Witcher 3 then is our final game. It gets 50% off, matching the low price, and this game needs a little introduction. One of the best action RPGs ever made. Honestly, it's a miracle it runs on the Switch, even if the compromises are extremely clear. The world is huge though, the cast is fantastic, the combat is always a pleasure, and yeah, it's even a rare scenario where I think it's worth tackling every single mission and side mission, because there's some gems in here that you can easily miss if you only face the story. There's also a complete edition as well on sale, that is $10 more, and honestly that would actually be my recommendation. That extra content is definitely worth it. A must-own game though on any platform. And that's the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week? Let us know in the comments. With that, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.